I'm going to say it. I might be cancelled for this, but I'm going to say it.
You have been from the trading floor to an almost near-death experience to now becoming one of the top nutritionists and most influential people in the world of chronic inflammation.
But slowly, I started getting the pieces of the puzzle together, pointing me towards immune system dysregulation and namely chronic inflammation. And when I understood that chronic inflammation was the thing in common between every single non-communicable disease, which is diseases you can't catch, which is the cause of 78% of deaths worldwide. In Switzerland, about 97% of things that are allowed by the FDA are banned. In Switzerland, you
97.
A huge number.
Nuts. Tell us your journey into starting Eat, Burn, Sleep, because I know it wasn't an easy one. You were from another industry. You had just healed yourself.
I never imagined this would happen. I just wanted to heal myself. And I thought, if I can help one person not go through what I've been through and their children not see them go through what mine have seen me go through, then this is worth it.
Welcome to Beyond Luxury, where we explore emerging trends and take them one step further. Join us as we redefine the meaning of luxury in today's ever-evolving world. Building on the themes of my book, Beyond Luxury, The Promise of Emotion, we invite thought leaders from fashion, beauty, wellness, travel, hospitality, culture, and tech to share their insights and story. Yalda, welcome to the Beyond Luxury podcast. I am so excited to have you here in Platoon 7, where we initially, us two, recorded an episode for your podcast. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you. You have been from the trading floor to an almost near-death experience to now becoming one of the top nutritionists and most influential people in the world of chronic inflammation. And I am so excited to have you here on the podcast, hear your story, and hear how you've really nailed the sense of getting health and wellness into the most luxurious of levels. So thank you and welcome.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure. Yalda and I are great friends and have been through a lot of different phases now of life together, and actually met when I interviewed you for the first time for my first book, Beauty as It Is, which I speak about a little bit less now. And you were talking, you've been preaching this for years now, and you truly saved yourself. So I would love to hear your story. How did you go from the trading floor to saving your own life and now wanting to save as many other people's lives as possible?
Well, first, thanks for having me. I'm so thrilled to see your evolution, because I remember when you were writing your first book and I couldn't believe how mature you were for your age. I was like, this is the most incredible soul. And we had obviously this friendship crush, which is still going on now. So I'm very grateful for that. My story, you know how you think you know how your life is going to look like. And we always feel like we have a sense of control over things. I want to do this and I want to do that. And if I have kids, they're going to be like this. And if I do this. My life has taken turns, good and bad, that I could have never expected. So I grew up in Morocco until 12, then in France. I studied in Paris. I did what was called Prépa HEC, then I did a business school in Lille called EDEC. I was quite a creative and good at writing, but I could also do maths. And in France, if you can do maths and science, you tend to be pushed towards that. So when I was in high school, I was pushed towards like the business maths side of things. That's how I ended up in Prépa. When I was in business school, we had law, marketing, and finance. I could do finance. I was pushed towards that. Then I did a postgraduate at the London School of Economics in Accounting and Finance, and I ended up working on the trading floor, which was completely accidental. I never dreamt of it. It just happened. And this is pre-08 times, because I'm 46 years old.
Although it doesn't look it, and if you're not watching us on video, I encourage you to turn it on now.
Thank you. And pre-08 times, I never had like a dream of becoming the best girl in finance. But I was actually doing it decently well and having a lot of fun with it. However, I always knew I wanted to be a mum and a hands-on mum, and that it was not compatible, because you can't be on a trading floor and be at home breastfeeding at the same time. It's just, you can't have it all at the same time. You can have it all as a woman in your life, but not instant, at the same instant. So I did that. But during my first pregnancy, in 2008, I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, ulcerative colitis. I'm the kind to not panic about anything. The doctors were panicking. I was like, they're so annoying. I feel great. I'm great. And indeed, the pregnancy went very well. My baby was born, all was well. Little did I know what happens when this disease advances. Because I didn't do the Google thing. I didn't panic. I did the opposite of what a lot of people do.
Brushed it off.
Doctors were in panic, and I was like, it's fine. This thing will go away by its own. Of course it didn't. And I always had... So my dad's a pharmacist. And from as long as I remember, whenever I needed medication, he'd give me a glass of water and no meds. And Papa, I have a headache. Have a glass of water. Papa, this hurts. Just have a glass of water. I used to get angry. I was like, "What? When people come at the pharmacy, do you tell them have a glass of water? I want. Give me a pill." He wouldn't give me a pill. So I had this thing in me where I was a bit reluctant to take steroids and medication. But at some point, my symptoms became so bad that I had to. And I started researching this. I started taking a real interest in trying to understand what is causing me to be sick. I'm going to cut a very long story short because I went from 2007 to 2015-16 of intense research work to heal myself and become medication-free. The reason for that is my colitis became really bad and my body didn't respond to medication. So the first course of steroids worked, but after that, I just got worse and worse, apart from my second pregnancy where I went into remission when I was pregnant with my second child. And I could eat anything I wanted and my tummy didn't hurt. And gosh, I had so much cheese. Like I made the most, because I can't tolerate dairy. I made the most of it. Unfortunately, 3 months after his birth, change in hormones, change in immunity, because when we become pregnant, for the body to keep the embryo, our immunity changes. That's why some people become allergic to some things or lose an allergy, or some things get triggered like it was for me, or go into remission like it was for the second pregnancy. So pregnancy alters immunity, and it could be in a positive way, negative way, or just neutral.
Interesting.
After the second baby, I became sicker and sicker, and then I developed a very rare blood disease called autoimmune hemolytic anemia, where my body was destroying my red blood cells, and your red blood cells carry oxygen to your organs. And when people have this disease, the hemoglobin drops, so the heart rate goes very high. My heart rate at rest was like 160, 170. The doctors were just trying to get it back to 100. And you have clots in the blood, you can die of an aneurysm. I mean, it was bad. I was kept alive with blood transfusions from October 2012 to March 2013. So it was bad. Yeah, it was terrible. But during all this time, I traveled the world. I saw doctors, I saw nutrition. I was just trying to understand. And it's a long journey, but slowly, I started getting the pieces of the puzzle together, pointing me towards immune system dysregulation and namely chronic inflammation. And when I understood that chronic inflammation was the thing in common between my two diseases and in common between every single non-communicable disease, which is diseases you can't catch. So if you're thinking about thyroid issues, hormonal issues, depression, psoriasis, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart attacks, cancer, asthma, eczema, anything you can't catch, which is the cause of 78% of deaths worldwide.
Wow.
It's linked to chronic inflammation. So I had discovered that this is where it comes from, this is what I need to fix. And then I went on to modifying things in my lifestyle, become medication-free in 2015, and I have been in remission from both diseases since. And then I, set up this platform and went back to school, studied biomedicine and nutrition. And now I have an anti-inflammatory lifestyle platform, which is a pioneer in its kind, helping thousands of people worldwide. I've worked with the NHS, I've worked with medical practices in Europe, in the US, I've given talks in corporates. And the moments where the pinch me moments are when doctors come to me and say thank you. So recently I was walking my dog Daphne in Hyde Park. It's one of those days where the weather was awful in London, and you go through your to-do list, and suddenly a woman stops me and she goes, Are you the woman from Eat and Burn? I was like, yes, Eat, Burn, Sleep, Yalda, it's me. And she said to me, I'm a GP. I suffer from endometriosis.
Wow.
I avoided surgery thanks to you. Thank you so much. Medication made me feel awful. Your method has healed me. Because for chronic issues, the problem is allopathic medicine, whether it is depression or endometriosis, whatever it is, at the beginning, the meds can help. But as time goes by, we get more of the side effects and less of the positive side. So doctors are needed for acute conditions. You know, if a tumor needs removing, of course doctors save lives, and they have mine when I was in an acute state. But for things that are chronic or for prevention, it really is down to lifestyle in most cases.
In the Beyond Luxury episode with Christophe Caïs, we explore how CXG's Voice of the Team program transforms employee feedback into strategic insights, helping luxury brands align their internal teams with brand values and client expectations to achieve service excellence. Delivering exceptional customer experiences begins with a deep understanding of what enables our frontline teams to excel. Traditional HR-driven engagement surveys often fall short of capturing the true dynamics of client-facing roles. Gauging the needs of employees and identifying areas of growth requires a different approach, one that's tailored to the unique environment of these roles and goes beyond conventional HR tools. CXG's Voice of the Team, VOT program, is designed specifically to monitor and enhance the employee experience. It's not just about measuring employee satisfaction. It's about understanding the perceptions and realities of those who interact with your luxury clients every day. Through a tailored mirror analysis, VOT reveals critical service gaps between employee and customer perspectives, providing brands with a nuanced view that enables them to address underlying issues and elevate the overall experience. CXG is a proud sponsor of the Beyond Luxury podcast. Incredible. Can you go through a little bit of what Eat, Burn, Sleep is as a method and how this is a lifestyle that you've adopted and many have adopted around you that you've helped get out of these chronic inflammation diseases?
Okay, so the first thing I want people to know, I'm not a health nut. The reason
you like your little pizza here and there.
Well, the reason why I created this is I wanted to be able to have good wine again.
Yes.
I remember thinking...
And champagne.
I was like, this is not a way to live. It's my birthday. I can't have a glass of champagne because it gives me so much cramping. So I created something. I found a way of reducing inflammation that allowed me to continue having fun. Mm-hmm. So I don't aim for perfection. I aim for damage limitation and how much we can get away with whilst getting results. So
I love that.
That's what Eat, Burn, Sleep is about. So it focuses on the 3 pillars that we can control. Because there are a lot of things we can't control. The way we live, the way in this environment, the chemicals around us, in the water. There's so much we can't control. And we can become totally paranoid and about health, which is stressful because it increases cortisol and increases inflammation, and that is counterproductive. So for me, first things first, I want to tell people it's not about being perfect. We all want to have fun, and fun is good for you. Social interactions are the number 1 factor for longevity. Cutting out food groups 100% is dangerous. You lose the gut bacteria to digest those foods. So you want to continue having a bit of everything. But moderation is a hard concept to master. And we don't know what is. A lot of people think that some things are good, but actually they're not. Okay, for example, during the vegan trend, people thought that plant proteins were the best thing. They're not.
I remember that phase when the vegan trend was on, you were like, I don't buy any of that. And you were against the trend for a long time, and now people are coming back. So that's one of the things I think I really admire your strong stance and what you actually believe in, and you really preach that, and it's exactly what brought me back to eating meat. I think you were like, where are you getting your collagen, right?
You need the full chain of amino acids, and the thing is, there is bias in everything, and I'm going to come back to the Eat Burnsley method in a minute, but there is bias in everything. If I have an idea in mind and I've start looking at research papers, I will find the research to prove my idea. If you look at how research is conducted, you need to wonder who's financing it, what is the purpose, who is conducting the study, how, and who's interpreting the results of the study. So by definition, there is bias everywhere. I'm acutely conscious of this. And what I try to do with my work, because I don't have an ego, I wasn't here to prove people I was right, I was here to heal. Okay, I'm not here to be, I'm one of those big guys who talks loudly and is preaching others about health because I have such a huge ego to feed. And we know a lot of these guys in the health space, okay? My aim is purely results. I'm a results-driven person. Fix me, fix people, someone who comes with me for cancer, fertility, whatever it is, in how long can I fix them and sustain that? So I try to bring a lack of bias in my research. So when it came to veganism, I had evidence of how my body reacted as a colitis sufferer when I tried being vegan all these years ago before people heard about it. I tried the raw diet, I tried the vegan diet, I tried the keto diet, I tried all these things between roughly 2008 and 2015. With some things, I had good results at the beginning and then it backfired. And this is how I created my method. It was very much about eliminating what didn't work and what was too extreme and what healed the gut. So my method is based on 3 pillars that are food, movement, and mental wellness. So when people sign up to the platform, they have a 6-week reset to follow. The first week is slightly strict. You might want to stay home or, control your meals a little more just to get the grip and the hang of it. But from week 2, you're allowed your treats. If you're going out for dinner and you want to have a glass of wine, you can. We have a treat system. If you want to go to restaurants, there's an eating out guide. There's all of this that gives flexibility. Then the movement part is very different from what's fashionable and out there on social media. High intensity, lifting weights, all of that, not great by my book. You're much better off low impact, body weight, sustained, and I have the results. It's evidence-based. I see people who give me all these testimonials before and after blood test, body composition, because if you take a woman, let's say, who's going through hormonal changes and is stressed, and you put her through a cortisol elevating workout, all it's going to do is inflame her. She's going to be bigger. But then you're going to have personal trainers, no offense, who might not have looked into this as much as I have, who will say, well, you're a woman, you can't build that much muscle. Well, it's not muscle, it's water retention triggered by inflammation, and it's water in the tissues and water in the muscles. And you're gaining weight, but it's water weight that's linked to cortisol. It's not the kind of weight you want to gain.
Right.
And then we have the mental wellness part that really works on neuroplasticity, on rewiring your subconscious brain to make following this lifestyle easy and to reduce stress levels, because the central nervous system is key in the healing process.
Stop everything you're doing. If you love our podcast and are passionate about the future of luxury, don't forget to hit follow. The more followers we have, the bigger guests we can bring on. Without you, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you. Absolutely. That's something that we should all ingrain. And I myself have done your reset program. I think since I met you, I started doing reset programs, and I do them, I think, twice a year.
You do?
In the 2 phases. I'll text you like, I'm not feeling great. He's like, reset program.
Yes.
And it really does, it makes a crazy difference just in the first week. You
Yeah.
see a difference in your mood, in your skin, in the way that you yourself feel. You see, it's not even about the weight at all, right? That's just like
A
a
byproduct.
byproduct of it. It's about how you feel, and that's I think in today's world the most the best thing to think about for oneself is how do I feel and do I feel good? And that today, and I think really after COVID, has become a space of an avenue of key pillars of luxury. And one of them is wellness. Health and wellness has really now become that cohort. And there's retreats, there's different types of methods that you could do. There's so much reading, there's so much talk about it. And now you say anti-inflammation and people respond to you. Before you would have to explain everything that was in it, right? How have you seen this path into health and wellness becoming one of the key luxury pillars in what you've experienced?
Because the truth is, it is the one thing you can't buy. So that is the ultimate luxury. I always tell my members and my followers, I give you the tools, but at the end of the day, I can't do it for you. So the platform is very educational. It's first and foremost an educational platform with masterclasses, research, and all of it. But I can't watch those masterclasses for them. They have to do it. And the beauty of this is when you start investing. So it's the ultimate luxury because there's no shortcut. And nowadays, experience is more important than actual goods. A lot of people have realized that, you know what, I buy something and then quickly I might just get bored of it. But what I take with me in the grave are the memories and how I felt. So experience, friends, love, and health. Because health dictates how you feel through every single moment of your day. We are realizing that it is the ultimate luxury, the ultimate thing you want to aim for, because it changes your perception of every single thing you do. You have better productivity at work, you're a better friend, you're a better lover, you're a better parent, you're a better child, you're a better everything. And you start enjoying the moments more. So what's the point? You know, when I was sick, I was fortunate to be, comfortable, very comfortable financially, but I couldn't enjoy any of it. So what was the point of having all these things around me if I didn't have my health? This is why I wanted to create a platform that was affordable and inclusive. Because I remember thinking, without health, we have nothing. And I felt lucky enough to be able to travel and see all these top doctors who couldn't fix me, but I learned something from every single one of them and, combined all of this in my research. And I was thinking, people who have money can have access to more, health services. But I want to give this luxury of being healthy to a bigger number of people. So instead of being a nutritionist only for celebrities, I'm going to create an online platform that you can access.
That has tiered pricing as well.
Yeah, for £200 a year. And you can ask as many questions. You have nutritionist on tap. But it is the ultimate luxury because you have to invest. Your time. It's the one thing you can't fully buy.
I have this quote that I've been repeating a couple of times in the past months now that is, luxury is not meant to be owned, but is meant to be felt and lived. And I think that's exactly what you just described. And that is now what the new shift in luxury is, right? We're even seeing it. It's not about so much the products anymore. It's about the experiences. It's about the pop-ups. It's about the spaces. It's about being in a place where you can make those memories. And if you can't go to those places to make them because you don't feel well, That's the core of everything. That wraps up part 1 of this episode. The conversation doesn't stop here. Make sure to dive into part 2 for more insights, stories, and perspectives you won't want to miss. For weekly updates on future trends and the latest insights and data on the luxury industry, be sure to follow us on the Beyond Luxury's weekly Substack. Discover our bespoke trend reports and come to us for luxury futures consulting at Beyond Luxury Group.